Welcome to the Pivot Table Quick Break, the next installment in our Quick Break Excel series. A pivot table is an Excel feature you will find useful to organize data and create charts. It allows you to summarize selected columns and rows from your data. To start with, you need some data in Excel. You can use an existing spreadsheet, or you can import information from a SharePoint list library. For the purposes of this presentation, we are going to assume you already have the data in a spreadsheet. If you'd like more information on how to import information from a SharePoint list library, reach out to your resident SharePoint guru who can help you export the list library to Excel. If you don't have a guru, you can email the BACOP mailbox and we'll help you. A pivot table is considered one of Excel's most powerful features. Take my word that you will feel so cool once you get your first pivot table doing what you want. So you have your data in Excel and you're ready to create a pivot table. Go to Insert and then click Pivot Table in the upper left-hand corner. The pop-up window will prompt you to select a table or range. I manually selected all the cells in my spreadsheet to get this range in the box here. If you need a quick way to do this, check out the Excel Shortcuts Quick Break. Next, confirm where you want the pivot table to be placed. Excel defaulted it to be in the existing worksheet, but I prefer to put it in a new worksheet, so I'm going to change that. So I'm going to show you my screen so you can see how things change as I select different things in the builder. First, we need to select the fields that we want to use. You can either click the box, so we're going to select C, policy number, or you can drag the fields down to the rows or whichever box you want, whichever one you like to do better. Okay, so now we have our field selected. If you'd like one of these fields to actually be a filter, then you can drag it up to the filter box. So let's filter by mode, which is actually pay plan. So now you can see that is a filter above my pivot table, which allows me to filter by all the different options underneath that field. So I want to see everybody with a monthly pay plan, so I'm going to click M, and you can see how the data changes. Okay, so I don't actually really like that. I'm going to move pay plan back to be a row. And you know what? None of this is actually what I want. What I want to see is the customer number and all the policies underneath that number with their pay plan. So I'm going to move customer number to be my top row. You can see now we've got customer number first and then policy number. And I think I'm going to move pay plan to be a column. All right, that's not the one I wanted. I don't like that. I'm just going to get rid of that field. All right, we're going to move pay plan to be a column. Okay, we're getting closer, but I really want to see like the count of policies underneath each pay plan. So I'm going to move policy over to be a value. Perfect. So now I can see how many policies each customer has and which pay plans they have. So for example, this third record here has 4 policies. One policy bills A for annually, and the 3 other ones bill for E, which is automatic monthly payment. But what if I wanted to see the policy number 2? Well, actually, you can have policy, or any field, you can have it down here in these boxes twice. So I'm going to drag this down to be a row again, and we'll see what happens. All right, that does it. That gets me what I want. So now I can see how many policies they have over here in this grand total column, and then which pay plans they are, that's my column, and then what the policy numbers are. And I can minimize if I don't want to see all that detail, or I can expand if I do. We're almost there. I think the last thing I want is the ability to filter this by status. So we're going to add status down to be a filter. Okay, and you can actually select multiple items. If you click this box here, I just want to look at active and suspended. Actually, let's include pending now. All right, and now the data's changed. Now I can filter by active, suspending, or pending policies and change it however I want. One thing that I found helpful is knowing that I could change the field settings. Do this by clicking on the arrow next to your field in the values box, then click Value Field Settings. You will then have the ability to select which type of calculation you'd like your pivot table to perform. Count made the most sense in my case, so I'm not going to change this. Here are some things to know about pivot tables. They only take a minute to create. As you saw from the demo, it didn't take me that long to figure out what I needed. Make sure your data is solid before you start creating pivot tables. Garbage in equals garbage out. And finally, play around. The pivot table isn't going to hurt or change your data, just how you see it. So feel free to experiment until you get what you need. I'm sure there's something I missed, so if you have a question or tip you want to share with your fellow BAs, post it on our Yammer page. Thanks so much for watching.